Here's the deal. When the power goes out, it's not your fancy gadgets or overpriced survival kits that save the day. Nope, it's the everyday stuff you've got lying around your house. The things you never think twice about. The problem, most people have no clue how to use them when the lights go out. And that's exactly why they end up cold, hungry, and scrambling in the dark. But not you. Not today. I'm about to show you 10 dead simple DIY hacks using household items you already own. These aren't just clever, they're lifesavers. From your kitchen drawer to your bathroom cabinet, you've got everything you need to keep your family warm, fed, and safe. The best part, you can prep all of these in under an hour, and they'll cost you next to nothing. Stick around, because the last hack I'm sharing could be the difference between staying comfortable and watching your neighbors panic. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Oh, and before we jump in, smash that subscribe button. You're going to want these survival tips in your back pocket when the next blackout hits. Let's get into it. 1. Tin can candle heater. When the power cuts out in the dead of winter, most people panic, layering on every blanket they own and praying the heat comes back before frostbite sets in. But here's the thing. Staying warm doesn't have to be a desperate struggle. Enter the tin can candle heater, a ridiculously simple hack that could literally save your life. This old-school trick has been a lifesaver in extreme situations, like the 2021 Texas freeze, where millions were left without heat for days. Families who knew about this hack managed to keep their rooms warm enough to survive, all for less than the cost of a fast food meal. The setup, dead simple. Grab a metal can, think coffee can, paint can, or even a large soup can. Place a few tea light candles inside, light them up, and let the magic happen. The metal traps and radiates the heat, turning a few tiny flames into a surprisingly effective heat source for small spaces. In fact, a well-made tin can heater can raise the temperature of a small room or even a car by several degrees. That's enough to keep frostbite at bay, prevent your pipes from freezing, and make the difference between shivering misery and manageable discomfort. And the best part, you don't need any fancy equipment, just some tea lights, a clean can, and something to elevate the candles safely, like a small rack or even a few rocks. But wait, there's more. This little heater isn't just for warmth. Add a metal grill or mesh on top, and you've got yourself a mini cooking surface. Heat up soup, boil water, or even cook a simple meal. It's a multitasking lifesaver that's as practical as it is cheap. Plus, the soft glow of candlelight can be a huge morale booster when you're stuck in the dark, cold, and stressed out. Here's the kicker. You can prep these heaters ahead of time, keep one in your home, car, or emergency kit, and you'll be ready to face the next blackout like a pro. While your neighbors are piling on blankets and cursing the cold, you'll be sitting cozy with your DIY heater, proving that survival doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. 2. Water bottle lantern. When the lights go out, most people instinctively reach for a flashlight, only to find dead batteries or worse, no flashlight at all. But here's a hack that's so simple it's almost laughable. The water bottle lantern. With just a clear bottle and a small light source, you can create a room-filling glow that's bright enough to keep the darkness at bay. Here's how it works. Light travels in straight lines, but when it passes through water it scatters in every direction. By attaching a flashlight or headlamp to the side or base of a clear, water-filled bottle, you transform a narrow beam into a soft, even light that can illuminate an entire room. This isn't just some clever party trick, it's a proven survival technique used in disaster zones and remote expeditions. In fact, aid workers in Nepal used this exact hack to light medical tents after the 2015 earthquake left the region without power for weeks. The beauty of the water bottle lantern lies in its simplicity and versatility. Any clear plastic or glass bottle will do, whether it's a store-bought water bottle or a sturdy canteen. The water acts as a diffuser, eliminating harsh shadows and creating a more comfortable light source. This is especially important if you're trying to cook, read, or treat injuries during a blackout. And here's the best part. You don't need any fancy gear. A cheap LED flashlight, a piece of tape, and a clean bottle are all it takes. Want to go even greener? Use solar-powered garden lights. Charge them during the day, pop them into a bottle at night, and you've got hours of light without draining your backup batteries. But it's not just about practicality. The soft glow of a water bottle lantern can make a dark, stressful situation feel a little more normal. Kids sleep better, adults stay calmer, and the whole experience becomes just a bit less miserable. And let's not forget the cost. This hack is practically free. Keep a couple of empty bottles and a compact flashlight in your emergency kit, and you'll never be left fumbling in the dark again. 3. Thermal foil curtains. Most people think of foil-backed curtains as a way to block sunlight or keep a room cool in the summer. But in a blackout, these unassuming household items can become one of the most effective survival tools you'll ever own. During the 2021 Texas winter freeze, some families used foil-backed curtains not for decoration but for survival. By trapping heat inside and blocking freezing drafts, they created insulated warm zones that kept their homes livable when the temperature outside was anything but. The secret? It's all in the material. The reflective foil backing bounces radiant heat back into the room, while the heavy fabric layer blocks air movement. This 1-2 punch provides both thermal insulation and light control, making these curtains invaluable when you're trying to regulate temperature without electricity. But their uses don't stop at windows. You can hang them over doorways to section off part of your home, concentrating heat in a single room. In extreme emergencies, they can even double as makeshift blankets or be used to line sleeping areas for extra warmth. And it's not just about staying warm. In hot climates, foil-backed curtains can keep rooms significantly cooler, reducing the risk of heat stroke when fans and air conditioning are out of commission. Preppers also use them to protect perishable supplies. Covering pantry doors or small storage rooms with these curtains can help shield food from temperature swings, extending its shelf life. There's also a security angle. Foil-backed curtains block outside light, preventing anyone from seeing your candles, lanterns, or solar lights from the street. In a prolonged outage, when resources are scarce, keeping a low profile can be just as important as staying warm. The best part, these curtains are reusable, compact when folded, and relatively inexpensive. Whether you're dealing with a winter freeze or a summer blackout, they're a simple, effective way to stay comfortable and secure when the power's out. 4. Homemade power bank. When the power goes out, most people immediately think of generators or pricey solar setups to keep their devices running. But here's the truth. You don't need to spend a fortune to keep your essentials powered. A DIY battery bank is a game changer, and it's so simple that anyone can build one with a little know-how and some basic materials. The concept is straightforward. A battery bank is just a collection of rechargeable batteries wired together to store energy. You can then use that stored power to charge phones, run small devices, or even keep medical equipment operational. During the 2017 Puerto Rico blackout, resourceful families built makeshift battery banks from car batteries, solar panels, and a few cheap components, keeping their homes lit and their phones charged for days. Here's how you can do it. Start with a deep cycle battery. These are often found in boats, RVs, or unused vehicles. Pair it with a solar panel or a trickle charger, keep it juiced up. Add an inverter to convert the stored energy into usable power for your devices, and you're good to go. The beauty of this setup is its flexibility. You can scale it up or down depending on your needs, whether you're powering a single light or running a small fan to keep cool. The survival applications are endless. Use it to charge communication devices like phones and radios, power a portable water filter, or even run a CPAP machine for someone with medical needs. In colder climates, you can connect it to a low-watt heating pad to prevent pipes from freezing. And if you need to keep medications refrigerated, pair your battery bank with a compact cooler to ensure they stay viable. Unlike noisy, fuel-guzzling generators, a battery bank is silent, portable, and doesn't emit fumes. This makes it a discreet option in situations where you don't want to advertise that you have power. Plus, it's a fraction of the cost of a generator, making it accessible for almost anyone. In a blackout, this DIY solution could be the difference between staying connected and being completely cut off. 5. Portable survival stove. When the power's out and your kitchen appliances are useless, a portable stove can be the hero you didn't know you needed. Forget about fancy camping gear. This is about survival, plain and simple. A small portable stove can mean the difference between eating a hot, safe meal and going hungry. During the 2021 Texas freeze, thousands of families relied on compact stoves to boil water, heat food, and even melt snow for drinking. The science is simple. Cooking at safe temperatures kills bacteria and prevents foodborne illnesses, which can be a lifesaver when medical help is hard to come by. A portable stove allows you to prepare essentials like rice, beans, or canned goods, even when your kitchen is out of commission. But the uses don't stop there. Boiling water is one of the fastest ways to make it safe to drink, especially when filtration systems fail. You can also use a stove to sterilize medical tools, heat packs for injuries, or even melt wax for food preservation. In freezing conditions, Lighting a stove in a well-ventilated area can take the edge off the cold, making it easier to sleep and conserve body heat. The best part, many portable stoves are fuel flexible. Whether it's propane, butane, alcohol, or even wood, you're not tied to a single fuel source. This adaptability is crucial when supply chains are disrupted. Models with wind guards and adjustable flames make cooking faster and more efficient, saving fuel for longer use. And let's not underestimate the morale boost. A hot meal or a warm drink can do wonders for your mental state during a crisis. It's not just about survival, it's about maintaining a sense of normalcy when everything else feels chaotic. Portable stoves are compact, affordable, and can be stored for years without losing functionality. In a blackout, this little tool can be a lifesaver in more ways than one. 6. DIY sand water filter. When clean drinking water becomes a luxury during a blackout, dehydration can sneak up on you faster than you think. That's where a DIY sand water filter comes in. A simple, effective way to make questionable water safer using materials you probably already have lying around. The concept is as old as time. Water is poured through layers of filtering material, gravel, coarse sand, and fine sand, which trap dirt, debris, and even some microorganisms. Gravity does the heavy lifting, pulling the water through these layers and leaving the impurities behind. While it won't remove every contaminant, it's a massive step towards safety, especially when paired with boiling or chemical treatment afterward. Building one is ridiculously easy. Start with a container. A plastic bottle, bucket, or even a cut-off soda bottle will work. Add a layer of small rocks or gravel at the bottom to catch large debris. Above that, pour in a thick layer of coarse sand, followed by an even thicker layer of fine sand. If you have activated charcoal, add it as the top layer to improve taste and remove odors. This setup can turn muddy, debris-filled water into something far more drinkable. During the 2010 Haiti earthquake, aid workers and locals used makeshift sand filters to survive when bottled water ran out. In a prolonged crisis, this simple device could keep your family hydrated long after store shelves are empty. The best part, it's low-cost, reusable, and requires no electricity. Just rinse the layers occasionally to keep it functioning. Whether you're dealing with a short-term outage or a long-term disaster, a DIY sand water filter is a must-have in your survival toolkit. 7. Mason jar oil lamp. When the power goes out, light becomes one of the first things you miss. Flashlights and candles are great, but they don't last forever. Enter the mason jar oil lamp, a timeless, reliable solution that's as easy to make as it is effective. This hack has been around for centuries, and for good reason. A mason jar serves as a sturdy, heat-resistant container. Fill it with lamp oil, vegetable oil, or even olive oil in a pinch. Then insert a wick. This can be a store-bought cotton wick, or a strip of 100% cotton fabric twisted into a rope. The wick draws the oil upward, and when lit, it produces a steady flame that can burn for hours on just a few ounces of fuel. The beauty of a mason jar oil lamp is its versatility. You can adjust the wick height to control brightness, use colored jars to soften the glow, or even add essential oils to mask unpleasant odors. Unlike candles, which burn down quickly, an oil lamp can be refilled indefinitely, making it a sustainable option for long-term outages. Safety is key though. Always place the lamp on a stable, heat-proof surface, and never leave it unattended. But when used properly, it can provide consistent light for reading, cooking, or just moving around your home when darkness falls. During the 1977 New York blackout, families who had no flashlights or batteries improvised lamps using jars, cooking oil, and bits of fabric. They kept their homes lit for days without electricity. In a prolonged blackout, having a few mason jar oil lamps ready could mean the difference between struggling in the dark and maintaining a sense of normalcy. 8. Vaseline-infused cotton fire starters. When it comes to starting a fire in the worst conditions, think rain, wind, or freezing cold, most people struggle with soggy matches or useless lighters. But here's a hack that's so reliable it's practically foolproof. Vaseline-infused cotton fire starters. This simple, dirt-cheap trick has been a go-to for survivalists, campers, and hikers for decades, because it works every single time. Here's the science. Cotton is naturally flammable, but it burns out quickly. When you coat it with petroleum jelly, like Vaseline, you create a waterproof, slow-burning fuel source. The jelly repels moisture, so even if the cotton gets wet, it'll still catch a spark. Once lit, these fire starters burn for 5 to 10 minutes. Plenty of time to ignite damp kindling or stubborn logs. making them is ridiculously easy. Take a standard cotton ball, pull it apart to create more surface area, and work Vaseline into the fibers until it's fully saturated. Store them in an airtight container, like a Ziploc bag or an old pill bottle, and you're good to go. These little fire starters are compact enough to fit in your pocket, glove box, or emergency kit, so you'll always have them on hand when you need them. In a blackout or survival situation, fire isn't just about warmth, it's about survival. You need it to boil water, cook food, and even boost morale. Having a dependable way to start a fire can make all the difference, especially when you're cold, wet, and desperate. The best part, these fire starters are practically indestructible. They're lightweight, cost pennies to make, and can last for years without losing their effectiveness. In a crisis, when everyone else is struggling to light a fire, you'll have a reliable, waterproof solution that works every time. 9 baking sheet solar reflector. Most people see an old baking sheet and think of cookies or roasted veggies. But in a blackout or emergency, that same piece of kitchenware can become a powerful survival tool. A solar reflector. It's simple, it's effective, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Here's how it works. Shiny metal surfaces reflect and concentrate light and heat. During prolonged outages, you can use a baking sheet to amplify the light from candles or lanterns, bouncing it across a room to make the most of your limited resources. This trick not only saves fuel, but also keeps critical areas like kitchens or workspaces better lit without draining your batteries. But the magic doesn't stop at light. A baking sheet can also help you stay warm. Place it behind a small heat source, like a candle heater or portable stove, and it'll reflect more warmth into the room instead of letting it escape into the walls. In survival shelters, even a few extra degrees can mean the difference between shivering through the night and staying comfortable. Outdoors, the baking sheet becomes even more versatile. Use it to boost the efficiency of a solar cooker, directing more sunlight onto your pots and pans, or tilt it toward the sun to create a makeshift signaling mirror. Its glare can be seen from miles, making it a valuable tool for rescue situations. Maintenance is a breeze. Just keep the surface clean and free of rust for maximum reflectivity. Even scratched or burned sheets will still work in a pinch. And when you're not using it, just slide it behind other pans or hang it on a hook. It's compact and always ready to deploy. In a world where survival gear often comes with a hefty price tag, the humble baking sheet proves that sometimes the best tools are the ones you already own. Whether you're amplifying light, capturing warmth, or harnessing solar energy, this simple kitchen item is a quiet but critical ally in any blackout. 10 duct tape draft seals. When most people think of duct tape, they picture quick fixes for broken pipes or torn tarps. But in a blackout or winter emergency, this humble roll of tape can become a literal lifesaver. Used to seal windows and doors, duct tape can trap precious heat inside your home, keeping you warm when the power's out and the temperature's dropping fast. Here's the deal. Even tiny gaps around windows and doors can let in freezing air and let out the warmth you're desperately trying to conserve. During the brutal 2021 Texas freeze, families in uninsulated homes used duct tape and plastic sheeting to block drafts, keeping their indoor temperatures several degrees warmer. That small difference was enough to prevent pipes from freezing and make living spaces tolerable without power. The science is simple. By taping plastic wrap, blankets, or heavy fabric over windows and doors, you create a barrier that stops cold air in its tracks. This not only keeps you warm but also reduces the strain on limited heat sources, like wood stoves, space heaters, or even candle-powered warmers. But duct tape isn't just for cold weather. In dust storms, wildfire smoke events, or chemical spills, sealing windows and doors can keep harmful particles out, giving you valuable time until conditions improve or evacuation becomes possible. Duct tape's durability and flexibility make it perfect for this job. It sticks to almost any surface, even in damp or freezing conditions where other adhesives fail. A single roll can cover multiple windows and doors, and when stored properly, it lasts for years. In an emergency, you can install these seals in minutes, providing hours or even days of protection. And when the crisis is over, just peel it off and save the rest for next time. Cheap, compact, and endlessly useful, duct tape is a must-have in every emergency kit. When the next blackout or cold snap hits, it could mean the difference between shivering in a drafty room and staying warm enough to ride out the storm. There you have it. 10 simple household items that could be the difference between struggling through a blackout and staying comfortable, safe, and in control. The truth is, You don't need expensive gear or fancy survival kits to weather the next power outage. The tools you need are already sitting in your kitchen, garage, and bathroom cabinets, just waiting to be put to work. From tin can heaters that can keep you warm, to water bottle lanterns that banish the darkness. These hacks prove that survival doesn't have to be complicated or costly. A few tea lights, some duct tape, and a mason jar can give you heat, light, and peace of mind when everyone else is panicking in the cold and dark. The key is preparation. Don't wait until the power goes out to think about these solutions. Start gathering these materials now. Set aside a roll of duct tape, grab some extra mason jars, and stock up on tea lights and Vaseline. Practice making these items ahead of time so you're not fumbling around in the dark trying to remember the steps. Remember, when disaster strikes, it's not the person with the most expensive equipment who survives. It's the person who knows how to use what they already have. These 10 hacks could keep you warm, fed, hydrated, and safe, while your neighbors are left wondering what went wrong. If this video opened your eyes to the power of simple preparedness, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss the survival tips that could save your life. Share this with your family and friends. They'll thank you when the lights go out. And most importantly, don't just watch, take action. Start building your emergency kit today, because the next blackout isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when.